My journey in radio began with a dream. I wanted to make people laugh. I wanted to entertain. I teamed up with Anthony Cumia, and together we were Opie and Anthony. We pushed boundaries. We weren't afraid to be ourselves. Our brand of humor resonated with listeners. We became a morning radio powerhouse. Then, it all changed. Anthony made a mistake. A terrible public mistake. Our show was canceled. I was devastated. But more than that, I felt betrayed. We were brothers. We built this together. And in an instant, it was gone. The betrayal cut deep. I felt lost and uncertain. The future seemed bleak. My career, my passion, everything I had worked for felt like it was slipping away. It was a dark time. But I knew I couldn't give up. I had to find a way to move forward. I had to find my voice again. After the dust settled, I knew I had to get back on the air. I missed connecting with listeners. I missed the thrill of live radio. I started the Opie radio show. It was a fresh start, a chance to rebuild. This time, I was determined to do things differently. I carefully assembled a new team, talented individuals who shared my passion for laughter and unfiltered conversation. Carl Ruiz, the boisterous chef with a heart of gold, joined me. His infectious energy and quick wit brought a new dynamic to the show. Vick Henley, a brilliant comedian with a sharp mind, added his unique perspective. We were a team, a family. We had each other's backs. We were making people laugh again. The show was a hit. We found our groove. We were back. Life has a way of throwing curveballs when you least expect it. Tragedy struck our show not once, but twice. We lost Carl first. He was more than just a co-host. He was a dear friend. His sudden passing left a void in our hearts and on the airwaves. We were heartbroken. We soldiered on, honoring Carl's memory with laughter and stories. Then, Vick got sick. We rallied around him, offering support and love. His strength and determination were inspiring, but the illness took its toll. Vick passed away, leaving another empty space in our lives. The pain of losing Carl and Vick was immeasurable. They were family. Their absence was a constant reminder of the fragility of life. It would have been easy to give up, to let the grief consume us. But we knew that Carl and Vick would have wanted us to keep going, to keep making people laugh. Their spirits lived on in the memories we shared, and the laughter we continued to create. The world of radio can be a cutthroat business. Competition is fierce, egos often clash. Throughout my career, I've faced my share of critics and rivals, but none have been as relentless as Howard Stern. For years, Stern has used his platform to attack me. He's spread lies and rumors. He's tried to sabotage my career. His attacks have been personal, vicious, and unrelenting. He seems to derive pleasure from trying to tear others down. For a long time, I ignored him. I refused to stoop to his level, but his constant barrage of negativity took a toll. The final straw came when Sirius XM, my radio home for many years, sided with Stern. They gave him preferential treatment, protecting him while throwing me under the bus. I realized that I had had enough. I decided to leave Sirius XM. I refused to be a part of their toxic environment any longer. Section 5. The unwavering spirit of Opie rebuilding and adapting in the digital age. Leaving Sirius XM was a leap of faith. I was stepping outside of my comfort zone, venturing into the unknown world of digital media, but I was determined to rebuild. I knew that my loyal listeners would follow me. I launched the Opie Radio podcast. It was a new chapter, a chance to connect with my audience directly, without the constraints of corporate radio. The transition wasn't easy. I had to learn new skills, adapt to new technology, but I embraced the challenge. The digital world offered a level of freedom and creativity that I had never experienced before. I could be myself, completely uncensored and unafraid. I could experiment with different formats, interview fascinating guests, and connect with listeners in a more personal way. The Opie Radio podcast was a success. It quickly gained a loyal following. My listeners, old and new, embraced this new chapter. Section 6. A new home, a new chapter, finding success and camaraderie on YouTube. As the Opie Radio podcast grew in popularity, I realized the power of video. I decided to expand to YouTube. I created a YouTube channel for the Opie Radio podcast. It was a natural progression, a way to reach an even wider audience. YouTube allowed me to showcase my personality, my humor, and my unique perspective in a visual way. I could connect with viewers on a deeper level. The YouTube channel became a hub for my content. I posted full episodes of the podcast, behind-the-scenes footage, and comedic sketches. I collaborated with other YouTubers, expanding my reach and connecting with new audiences. The YouTube community embraced me. I found a home among fellow creators, a sense of camaraderie that I had been missing. The Opie Radio podcast on YouTube flourished. It became a destination for laughter, entertainment, and thought-provoking conversations. Section 7. The power of authenticity, connecting with fans on a personal level. Throughout my career, I've always strived to be authentic. I've never tried to be someone I'm not. I've never been afraid to speak my mind, even if it means ruffling a few feathers. This authenticity has resonated with my listeners and viewers. They appreciate my honesty, my humor, and my willingness to tackle tough topics. I've built a strong connection with my audience. They're more than just fans, they're like extended family. I make it a point to engage with my fans on social media. I respond to their comments, I listen to their feedback, I value their opinions. This connection, this sense of community is what keeps me going. It's what makes all the challenges and setbacks worthwhile. Section 8. Facing adversity head-on, navigating censorship and cancel culture. In today's hypersensitive world, it's easy to get canceled. One wrong word, one off-color joke can lead to a social media mob calling for your head. I've experienced this firsthand. I've been targeted by cancel culture. I've been accused of being offensive, insensitive, even hateful, but I refuse to be silenced. I refuse to let the mob dictate what I can and cannot say. I believe in free speech. I believe in the right to express oneself, even if those opinions are unpopular. I've learned to navigate the treacherous waters of censorship and cancel culture. I've learned to choose my words carefully, to be mindful of my audience, but I refuse to compromise my integrity. I will continue to speak my truth, even if it makes some people uncomfortable. I believe that honest, open dialogue is essential even when it's difficult.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Section 9. The legacy of Opie. A voice for the everyman, unafraid to speak his mind. I've been called a shock jock, a provocateur, a troublemaker. But at my core, I'm just a regular guy who loves to make people laugh. I'm a voice for the everyman, the guy who's not afraid to say what everyone else is thinking. I've always been drawn to the absurd, the outrageous, the things that make people uncomfortable. I believe that laughter is the best medicine. I believe that humor can be found in the darkest of times. I've never shied away from controversy. In fact, I've often embraced it. I believe that it's important to challenge the status quo, to push boundaries, to make people think. My legacy, I hope, will be one of laughter, honesty, and unwavering authenticity. Section 10. Finding strength in adversity, Opie's journey of loss, growth, and resilience. My journey has been far from easy. I've experienced betrayal, loss, and adversity. I've been knocked down more times than I can count. But through it all, I've learned the true meaning of resilience. I've learned that it's not about how hard you fall, but how many times you get back up. I've learned that it's okay to grieve, to feel pain, to experience setbacks. But I've also learned that it's essential to keep moving forward, to find the strength to rebuild, to never give up on your dreams. My experiences have shaped me into the person I am today. They've made me stronger, more resilient, and more determined than ever to succeed. I'm grateful for the challenges, the setbacks, and the lessons learned. They've all been part of my journey. Section 11. Looking ahead. Optimism and excitement for the future of the Opie Radio Show. As I look to the future, I'm filled with a sense of optimism and excitement. The Opie Radio Show continues to grow and evolve. I'm constantly exploring new ideas, new formats, and new ways to connect with my audience. I'm surrounded by a talented team who share my passion for laughter, entertainment, and unfiltered conversation. We're building something special. We're creating a community where people can come together, laugh their asses off, and forget about their troubles for a while. The future is bright. I'm grateful for the opportunity to do what I love every day. I'm grateful for my loyal listeners and viewers who have stuck by me through thick and thin. And I'm excited to see what the future holds for the Opie Radio Show. Stay tuned.